Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel, that is Study with Pallavi Yevlikar. Today we are going to see some important concepts that are used in accounting. So let's start with the first, that is business entity concept. This concept implies that a business unit is a separate and distinct from the owner or owners, that is, the person who supply capital to it. Based on this concept, accounts are prepared from the point of view of the business and not from the owner's point of view. Hence, the business is liable to the owner for the capital contributed by him. According to this concept, only business transactions are recorded in the books of accounts. Personal transactions of the owner are not recorded, but their transactions with the business, such as the capital contributed to the business or cash withdrawn from the business for the personal use, will be recorded in the books of accounts. It implies that business itself owns assets and owns capital. For example, half of the building is used for business office and other half of the building is used for the residence of the proprietor. If the total rent of the building is 50,000, then only 25,000 will be deducted as drawings from the proprietor's capital. Now the second concept we will see, that is money measurement concept. This concept implies that only those transactions which can be expressed in terms of money are recorded in the books of accounts. Since money serves as the medium of exchange, transactions expressed in money are recorded, and the ruling currency of the country is a measuring unit of the accounting. In this, transactions which do not involve money will not be recorded in the books of accounts. For example, working condition in the workplace, strike by employees, efficiency of the management, etc. will not be recorded in the books as they cannot express in terms of money. It helps in understanding of the state of affairs of the business, as money serve as a common measure by means of which heterogeneous facts about the business are recorded. For example, if a business has 5 computers, 2 tables and 3 chairs, the asset cannot be added to give useful information unless they are expressed in monetary terms. Rupees 1,50,000 for computers, rupees 15,000 for tables and rupees 25,000 for chairs, etc. The next we will see, that is cost concept. An asset is recorded in the books on the basis of its historical cost, that is the acquisition cost. Cost of acquisition will be the base for all the further accounting. It does not mean that the asset will always be shown at cost. It is recorded at cost at the time of its purchase, but is systematically reduced in the book value by charging depreciation. For example, furniture is purchased for rupees 3 lakh and same cost has been recorded in the books. In case the market value goes to rupees 1 lakh or 1,50,000, it will not be considered. Our next concept is consistency concept. Any policy adopted for accounting should be continuous or consistent throughout the business, and it need not be changed generally unless and until circumstances demand. However, it does not stop any improvement of new technique, but that should be disclosed with a note. For example, a company adopt fixed installment method for charging depreciation on fixed asset from the beginning till the end of estimated life of an asset. Our next concept is conservatism. While recording the business transaction, we have to anticipate no profit but provide for all possible losses. It encourages the certain secret reserve by making excess provision to prevent losses. The income statement may show lower income and the balance sheet overstates the liability and understates the assets. The policy of recording is asking the account to play safe while writing the accounts. For example, the closing stock in the factory is valued at rupees 25,000 at cost price and rupees 35,000 at its market price, but while recording in the books, the value of rupees 25,000 will be considered being the lowest of all. The next we will see, that is going concern. It is the basic assumption that business is going concern and will continue its operation for future. Going concern concept influences accounting practices in relation to valuation of assets and liabilities, depreciation of the fixed assets, treatment of outstanding and prepaid expenses, and accrued and unearned revenues. For example, assets are generally valued at historical cost. Any increase or decrease in the value of asset in the short period is ignored. The next concept we will see, that is realization concept. Income is recorded only when it is realized, that is, either it is received or earned. Revenues are recorded only when sales are effected or the services are rendered. Sales revenues are considered as recognized when sales are effected during the accounting period, irrespective of the fact whether cash is received or not. For example, a company gets an order for sale of goods rupees 1 lakh in May 2017. Goods of only 60,000 are sold and delivered in June 2017. Now, cash is received for rupees 60,000 in the month of September 2017. As per the principle of realization, sale is to be recorded in the month of June 2017. The next we will see, that is accrual concept. Income is recorded when it accrues or earn, and expenses are recorded when they accrue. It means become payable. All expenses and revenues related to the accounting period are to be considered irrespective of the fact that the revenue are received in cash or not, or expenses are paid in cash or not. For example, a company invested rupees 1 lakh with a bank for 1 year on 1st October 2015. Bank has to pay interest at 10% per annum on its maturity, that is 30th September 2016. The next concept we will see, that is dual aspect. According to this concept, every transaction or event has two aspects, that is dual aspect. For example, when a person start a business with rupees 5 lakh, on one hand the business get cash of rupees 5 lakh, and on the other hand a liability arises, that is the business has to pay to a person a sum of rupees 5 lakh. This is a concept which recognizes the fact that for every debit there is a corresponding and equal credit. This is the basis of the entire system of double entry bookkeeping. From this concept, the basic accounting equation arises, that is capital plus liabilities is equal to assets. The next we will see, that is disclosure. The accounts must disclose all material information. The accounting report should disclose full and fair information to the related parties. The financial position and performance should be disclosed very honestly to all the users. The financial position means the balance sheet of the business, and the financial performance means business results in terms of profits or losses and income and expenses in profit and loss account. All the information disclosed should be relevant, reliable, comparable, and understood by all the concerned authorities. The next concept is materiality concept. According to this convention, financial statements should disclose all the material items which might influence the decision of the users of financial statements. Hence, any item which is not significant and is not relevant to the users need not be disclosed in the financial statements. This principle is basically an exception to the full disclosure principle. The term materiality is subjective in nature. Materiality depends on the amount involved in the transaction, size of the business, nature of the information, requirements of the person making decision, etc. An item material is to one person may be immaterial to the another person. And the last concept is matching concept. According to this concept, revenues during an accounting period are matched with the expenses incurred during that period to earn the revenue during that period. This concept is based on accrual concept and periodicity concept. Periodicity concept fixes the time frame for measuring performance and determining financial status. All expenses paid during the period are not considered, but only the expenses related to the accounting period are considered. On the basis of this concept, adjustments are made for outstanding and prepaid expenses and accrued and unearned revenues. Also, due provisions are made for depreciation of the fixed assets, bad debts, etc., relating to the accounting period. Thus, it matches the revenues earned during an accounting period with the expenses incurred during that period to earn the revenues before sharing any profit or loss. So today we have seen all the concept related to the accounting. If you have any query, please inbox me. Thank you so much for watching.